Hey guys, Richie here. So, as I've done last year and year before and last few years, I want to just do a quick video to go over some of the work I've done the past year to kind of, I don't know, kind of remind myself what I've done and kind of see some progress and some different builds. And I think I've done 20 builds this year in 2022 and generally pretty happy with how things have gone, been very productive along, a lot of different subjects. And I think that is really for me, it's really important. I think if I just do military aircraft all the time, I get a little bit burnt out and bored. So I do need to kind of break it up a little bit. So we're going to go through these. What I've done is I actually have a PowerPoint presentation I keep, and it's for my portfolio. And it goes back ever since I started, like 2017. And every build, as you can see here on the screen, I just put a few, what it is, the date, I finish it, and then 2 or 3 pictures. So I keep it as a record for myself. So I can go back, I can see what I've done years and see my progress. It's always nice to keep that. So just a simple PowerPoint present, while I do it on, again, just 3 images, and it's just a good format for me. So we're going a little bit before. I did this last time at start of December 2021. Sorry, 2020. We're in 2021 right now. So I'm getting all confused with the date. So 2021. At the end of the year, I finished this guy, which was you can see there, it's a Bandai Star Destroyer at a 5,000 scale with the JP Productions City of Jeddah resin base. It was something a little bit different for me, and I really enjoyed it. It was a really good build. I put lights in it, which is a first for me, and I put flickering blue lights, as you can see there in the middle here, with the engines, and the rest of it has yellow or warm white lights, I believe, for the rest of it. Now, this is it turned out okay. Now the lights, some couple of lights right now don't work. I recently bought myself a new soldering iron and some new stuff because I'm building that battleship Yamato. So I want to, I think, revisit this one. So I can take this. I think it's not glued. I think it's clicked together. So I'm gonna pull the top off. I'm gonna resolder and redo all the wiring on this one and do it again. But yeah, it turned out really good. It's one of my favorite Star Wars movies. I think Rogue One is a great movie, and I just love the scene. And obviously the black pole here is to conceal the wires. The wires go down and into the city, and below this are all the wires and buttons and stuff, switches and that kind of thing. So that was the first one. And just moving across. Also, I finished this guy, which was it's a 2-pack. I didn't do the Chieftain yet, but I built the FV432. Real tiny, and you see there the Tamiya paint. You can see how small this guy is. It's a really cool kit. I love the 72nd scale TACM stuff. It's really good quality, and just this very simple base, like a mud texture base. But yeah, it was a really cool one. I'm kind of happy how it turned out. Hand painted the camo using my custom Micron Broken Boy brush. I think it's 0.18 needle, so I can get in there and get all the detail done. But overall, that was a pretty cool build. Then 2021. So first February, so working for us for January, finished this at February, and this is the rifle models M1A1, the Gulf War Abrams tank, and I used the Legend Production stowage set. I love building Abrams tanks. I don't know, it's just one of those things. F-14 Tomcats, Abrams tanks, that's just right in my alley. So I built that. It turned out okay. I think I could have done better with the weathering. I'm not great at weathering armor, but I think really the stowage set, you know, the detail, the coolers and painting all that stuff up really made a huge difference. That was something I actually sold for a pretty good price. A lot of these, as we go through, I actually sold because this year's been the first year where, rather than me just having tons of stuff just lying around the house or whatever, I'm not really big into armor for like presentation purposes. I like building stuff, and I like, you know, like just doing a found photos, and I just like to move it on. So what I found this year is a lot of stuff I've sold, and it's just funded bigger and better projects. So it's really kind of self-funding my hobby for me. So this is the first one I think I sold, and armor is pretty easy to ship too. You know, it's like aircraft. It's pretty compact and easy to pack and send off. Then came in February, I finished the amazing, my favorite 48 scale aircraft kit, the Tamiya F-14. This is the A version. I used the Wolfpack markings. Again, this one's been sold and moved on to a good home. I did have some problems with the decals on this one. It didn't quite fit for various reasons. But overall, again, nothing negative I can say about this kit. It's just amazing. It's a really good build process. If you're ever feeling like down or your mojo's going down, build this kit. And I mean, I just couldn't stay away from the bench. I just love building these. I built a few of them now, and I have another one in the stash as well. Then came a group build, a 60s group build, and I'm not a car guy by any means. I'm not a car guy, and I'm not good at doing shiny gloss work. So for 60s group build, I built this Chevy Camaro, the 69 for the 60s group build I was part of. And being a father of 2 daughters, I thought, you know, let's do something a little different. So I was in Hobby Lobby and I picked this kit up 40% off, really cheap. And they have some random paints there, old testers stuff. And they had this like hot kind of pink color. And I thought, yeah, why not? Why not do pink? I never ever paint pink. And now I know the reason why. It is a really, really tough color to paint. It is, like, you think yellow or red are hard, or maybe white, but it took so many coats, probably like 20 coats to cover it over like white primer, I think I used, or gray primer. It was just really hard to work with. But nonetheless, it turned out okay. I think I clear coated it with LP9 Tamiya, and did a white interior to match the white stripes and make it a little bit more girly. But overall, I think it turned out really good. I did try to do the bare metal foil. It didn't really work out so good, so in the end I just painted it. But that's one of a rare time I do cars. Then this March I finished, this just came out early this year, and this is the Meng FA18E. I think now they brought out the F and maybe the Growler as well. This holds a special place in my heart because this is where the channel really exploded. I went from like 300 to 400 subscribers to what I'm at now, almost 2,500. Mainly down to this kit. I got it from Lucky Model in Asia, and for whatever reason, I got it like 2 weeks before anybody in Europe or anybody in America. So I put a review up, and I got really good views and analytics. So I thought, you know what, let's just do a build series of this right away. So I immediately started filming and did I think an 8-part video build series for this, and it got so much views and so much like subscribers from this. It really transformed my channel, to be honest with you. And you can see here, I wanted to beat it up. I didn't want to go clean, so I took a sander to it. Something new for me. I just took a sander and sanded away the paintwork, and it gave me this really cool effect. And I still have this one. It's yeah, it has a special place for me, and this is really what I think helped my channel just kind of move to the next level. Then this simple, this was just a little mojo build for a weekend. Another JP Productions. This is a resin kit and a Gonk Power Droid in 1:6 scale. So it's about probably like 4 inches high, 5 inches high kind of size. But just weathered it, chipped it up, and just painted it for fun. Then came the Viper. In April, I finished the Academy Viper. Threw quite a lot of stuff at this, and I'm really happy how it turned out. I did the avionics bays aftermarket. I did the wingfold set. What else I did? I had some stuff for the pod here. I think this was resin. And yeah, I'm not really a helicopter guy. I did a very simple base here too, but I really enjoyed this one. Again, I still have this kit. This is 35th scale. And it was a really enjoyable build. The only problem was I was waiting for some parts, so I had to kind of put the build on hold for like a month, waiting for something to arrive. And once I received it, I could carry on. But again, this was really fun. I did this as a video build as well. Now, May, I finished the big one, the J37 Special Hobby Kit. I've done a couple of these ones. If you remember, I did one in the camo scheme. Really great kits. This one I threw some aftermarket again. I took drop flaps. I did some surgery, cut this away, put the flaps in, or flaperons, I think they're called, or elevons, I think they're called. And then some other stuff aftermarket. I did painted in this scheme, the box art, and this actually, I filmed it way back in May for a video build, and it's actually going to be my next up. So on Friday, once the Harrier's finished, this is my next video build series. So I've been holding this one back, and this one get released. It's about 5 or 6 parts, I believe. But great kits. If you like semi-second scale kits, and you definitely like the vegan, I'd highly recommend the Special Hobby stuff. Then this guy finished in May, so you can kind of see the overlap between what I build and what I put on my channel. I don't like to oversaturate my YouTube channel and put tons of videos up. I like to keep it to that one build video on a Friday. So this one was done in May, and literally we're just finishing it up this week. So you can see there's like a 6-month lag between me doing it. But again, I had problems with this one. The paint callouts weren't great. They weren't accurate. The top was too light, and the decals didn't match. They're too close. You couldn't see them. But I came back in, I repainted it, as you saw in the video build series. I took care of it. Came back with a sander again, really worn this thing down, because these things do get beaten up. Now, these are on ships, amphibious carriers, and these are generally get dirty. And I do like to do dirtier aircraft. I don't like to do clean. I like to, add some character to it. Personally, I just feel like a lot of clean stuff just looks kind of like a toy, whereas this looks more like a model when you do this. So, big on love my 32nd scale trumpeter kits. Really love them. They're just good builds, not overly complicated, and they turn a lot in rivet counter, but they turn out to be really good kits. So yeah, this one, really enjoyed this one as well. June did another car, like, believe it or not, and this might be my last car I do for a while. For me, it's like, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I'm not good at the shiny coats, so I feel like if I'm going to buy a car on a 25th or 24th scale, I'm probably going to buy a die-cast, like a nice die-cast one, if I'm going to present it. This one I did actually sell for a moderate price on eBay, just to move it along. It's not something I'm really going to display. This was Dodge Challenger, and I was going for a bit of a Challenger mode back in June. I almost kind of thought about buying one myself, a real car, the Dodge Challenger. So I guess I was going for a bit of a midlife crisis. So painted this one something different. I painted it in not Outclad, Extreme Metals, various shades of silvers and stuff, and aluminums. And I went online and got a set of aftermarket, I think it's 32nd scale, P51 decals, the cheapest I could find. And yeah, I made it basically a P51 Mustang car. So something different, something a little different. So that's that one. June, I finished my first ever 16th scale tank kit. It's classy hobby. I did a video about this one showing the final reveal up on my channel. You can see it in more detail. But this was a fantastic kit. It was really, really a lot of fun to work on. Has interior detail where you see it, like in the turret, but not anywhere else. So you're not wasting your time doing stuff you're not going to see. Which followers my channel will know that if you're not going to see it, I'm not going to waste my time doing stuff. I'm going to manage my builds and build stuff you are really going to see and focus on that. Now, this has a bit of a sad story to this one. So I sold this for a really good price on eBay, and the guy, I'm in the East Coast, and the guy was in California, which is a red flag because you know how shipping is. It's a long way. It's 2,500 miles. Packed it up well. Week later, I got a message. It arrived in 1,000 pieces, fully broken up by FedEx. I normally send my stuff USPS, and they're really good with insurance claims and stuff. This was fully insured, but FedEx basically came back, as they do, and said, "Oh, not our problem. It wasn't our fault, and there's nothing you can do about it." So I just paid the guy back. Being a decent guy I am, I just refunded the guy. He sent it back to me, and I currently still have it. It's just in a million pieces. At the end of the day, it's plastic, so it can be put back together, I guess. But the tracks are all broken and stuff. I don't know, one day I'll probably go back and put it together, or maybe I'll do like a crash dial or something, I don't know. But so I got it back. It's a great kit. Highly recommend this one. The Mini Base SU-33, the bane of my life. August 2021 finished this guy. I just didn't like this at all. I complained about it, fighted it the whole way through. It was just over-engineered, the fit wasn't great. Part of this too was people, or I don't know who was a manufacturer or other reviewers came back and said, "This is the best 48 scale kit ever made. It's amazing, blah, blah, blah." It isn't. I mean, it's the most detailed kit. There's tons of detail on this. Now I'm looking at the pictures. I noticed I forgot to paint like the fueling probe and the other parts. This is painted the wrong color. It should be green. Actually, it should be red. I think I painted it green. Is that right? I can't see. I hated it. It was just way overcomplicated. The nose gear alone was 65 parts. It's just unnecessary crap going on there. I mean, I'm sorry to say that. I just didn't like it. And also during the process, I drew so many trolls to this video build series. I don't know. Every time I was getting people giving me crap and stuff, and then that just affects you. I don't want to do stuff and work on something if people are just going to give you crap all the time. So didn't like this one at all, and I've got to admit to it. I'm not going to share the picture online. I'll probably get hate for this, but after I took the pictures and showed you guys the final reveal, about 2 weeks later, I moved it and the gear broke. And you know what? That was it for me. I put it on the floor, grabbed the hammer, and took the hammer to it, and it went to 1,000 pieces, and that felt the best 30 seconds of my life, just smashing that thing to pieces. It felt so good, and it got thrown in a trash can and done with. Alright, moving along. So, first Civil Aviation, Airliner for a while, and this Vested 737-800. Amazing kit. If you're going to build airliners, don't get Revell, get Zvesta. They just fall together. Tamiya quality, no problems at all. The fit is so good, those wings aren't even glued. They're just like slotted in, and there's no gap or seam or anything. So you can paint them separately. Did a video build series for this one as well. It was okay. I mean, the decals weren't great, and you see here I got problems with decals at the front. But nevertheless, I got rid of the seam lines, and it was kind of enjoyable to build. So that's the 737-800. Then, back to back, I did another airliner. I liked that one so much, I built the 787-9, the Dreamliner, which is way bigger. I think these wooden boards here are about 6 inches wide, so it gives you an idea of the size. Again, a really challenging decal scheme, but it turned out cool. I mean, I love Star Wars, I love civil aviation, so this just worked out perfect. 1 to 144 scale, so again, it's pretty big. I did have problems with decals around the front, and overall the decals didn't fit the aircraft. They just were wrongly sized. But really happy how it turned out. This is going to be a video build series, I think in March, or no, start of the year, start of 2022. I filmed it, I think it's like 5 parts, and you should be able to see my progress on that one. Okay, another bit of armor. I had the Trumpeter Challenger 2. This has been in my stash for years, and people used to always say, "Oh, it's unbuildable, it's terrible kit, blah, blah, blah." No, it was joy to build, no problems at all. The only issue I had was up here, back here, it didn't quite line up. There was a gap. So guess what? I just cut the pins off, pushed it back, glued it, and no problem at all. People, I know, reached out to me, and I know after I did the bench update, I said about how nice it was. They complained like, "Oh, there's inaccuracy issues and stuff." Again, I'm not in this hobby for accuracy. I don't care. And if it looks like a tank, challenge 2, it's fine with me. If you're into accuracy, fair play to you, no problem at all. Just for me, if I'm missing a couple of rivets back here, it's not going to bother me. So built that. The pictures don't do it justice. The lighting, it had really good color modulation all over. On the pictures, it kind of looks washed out, and the color doesn't look quite accurate. All right, September, we're moving on the year now. Back to 32nd scale, and I finished a Trumpeter BF-109, the K4 late variant. Fantastic kit, once again, 32nd scale Trumpeter kit. I can't say enough great things about them. This was on my shelf of doom for a couple of years. I built, I painted the cockpit and the engine and stuff, and for whatever reason, I just kind of lost it. So I picked it up, finished it off, and kind of really happy how this guy turned out. For the purposes of online social media and stuff, I blocked out the certain symbol to make it compliant. Then came October, a Growler, the EA-18G, the 32nd scale kit. I really enjoyed this one too. It's a big beast. It's got to be 2.5 foot long at least. I think it's like 25 inches wide. I magnetized the nose cone so you can take it off, put it on with the radar, which worked out really great. Another thing, the kit, again, people told me this kit was unbuildable. Guess what? From the pictures, it isn't. The only issue, there was a little bit warping, so I mean, just taking your time, knowing the basic modeling techniques, sanding and filling a little bit here and there. This didn't need much of that. Just really get that fuselage together where it kind of warped. This is a build series again coming up on my channel at some point, and it's up on my Patreon right now, which you can view all the parts. Then I started 56 scale Rubicon models. I never built one of these before, so I wanted to try it out. In October, I finished this little guy. Literally put this thing together in 3 hours during a live stream with ISM live stream on Friday night. Put it together in 3 hours and then spent the weekend literally just painting, weathering it up. And it was a really fun little build. These Rubicon models are great. The whole side here with the tracks and the wheels is one assembly, so you're not building tracks. If you want to get more detail, you can buy track sets and do that. But basically paint up and stick it on the side. Again, 3 hours put together, no problem at all. And yeah. The only problem I had, negative out of this one, is it didn't quite turn out as well as I wanted with the big light, like searchlight, flashlight here. I sprayed it silver in the back, and then I put Mod Podge Super Gloss Brilliant Extreme on top of it, and I think it would give a really good kind of like glassy look, but it didn't quite give me what I wanted. It was okay, but the silver turned a little bit dull in the back for some reason. Okay, more sci-fi. Did the Star Wars Legion Rebel Speeder Truck in October 2021. Again, this was like a 1-2 week project. Really enjoyed this one. It was a lot of fun. Something a little bit different, and it went together really well. Like, not many parts click together, basically. The great thing here is you can lift the top off, it clicks in, you can see the full interior. Comes with a guy. Not a great figure painter, but kind of happy how it turned out with some highlights on the face and stuff. Yeah, really pleased with this. The base, simple, just uses some basic static grass and some other parts. I talk about it in my build video, not build video, my bench update from October, I think it was. Huge miniatures were the products I used. And actually my kids did the base for me. But yeah, beat it up, really happy with this guy. Really like the Legion stuff. It's wargaming stuff, but I don't play the war games. I just like building the vehicles. And I do have an ATST half painted as well. November, now this is a typo. It's not 35th scale, it's actually 48th scale, the ICM HE111. This was a really hard build for me. It pushed me my limits in modeling. Because all these guns and little tiny bits sticking out from here, all the glass work, you have to do that because it's in the internal from the inside before you can like put the thing together. So painting and weathering this thing, no, it's hard, know where to touch it, where to handle it. The paint I wasn't really happy with. the color difference between Tamiya black green and dark green was too similar. I think I'd add a little bit of black to make it darker to give more of a contrast. So I kind of again just beat it back, weathered it back, and I actually sold this one for a really good price too to somebody in Texas on eBay. I no longer have this one, but I wouldn't build another one. It was a really, really tough kit to do. Not for a beginner. It was just hard to handle, and all the glass work and a mask set was obviously necessary. You know, no way could I mask this manually. Moving along, border models Leopard 2A5. Border models, man, their instructions are terrible. They don't even tell you how many track links are on each side. Now, the tracks went together really well. They're probably the second best tracks I've done after the main like T90 chassis. The pins stuck really well, nice workable tracks, easy to build, but don't tell you how many links. So I had to go online and do some digging. And if you are building this kit, I think 83 to 84 is probably the optimal level to get it on. And yeah, I didn't want to weather this up too much. To be honest with you, it was being part built. It was on a shelf of doom for a while. I just lost interest. Like 90% done, assembly-wise. Just needed painting and a few final details. So I looked online how much I'll get if I sold it part built and how much I'll get if I sold it built. So this is the first kit I've actually built, knowing my intention to sell it. So I put it together, masked it up and painted all the camo and stuff, and yeah, I sold this one too. So I did use a mask set for this, but it was just didn't really work out. User error, because I picked the wrong color first. I went with the light color, not the middle color, and also just all these lumps and bumps. It's really hard to get tape to kind of go over it. So in the end, last color I just literally hand sprayed myself. And that is it. So at the time of doing this, you see the next one slide, I've prepared the Hurricane. So Hurricane is 90% done. It's well, 95% done, to be honest with you. I put the decals on, and one side of them, it just shattered. And the Tecmo decals weren't great to work with. I put all that time and effort in, I just wasn't happy with it. So I ordered another set of decals, which arrive in about 2 weeks. Put those decals on, then just basically weather it up, and the thing is finished. But that wraps up what I've talked. I mean, a lot of chatting here. That's what I've done this past year, 2021. I've done 20 builds, and you can see a big variety. I shied away from doing a lot of my favorite, like the Cold War, like 80s, 90s, 2000s jets. I've done a few, but again, I got burnt out doing them over and over again. So that's pretty much it. So in terms of 2022, what we got coming up? So I'm working on the A6, the Tram and the Gulf War colors. We've got the Hurricane to finish off, and then I'm probably might start work on the space battleship Yamato. I want to put some lighting in it and stuff, and really getting some lighting stuff, and plenty more builds on the way. I got all kinds of stuff. It's hard to plan in advance. I kind of go with the flow and what I like building at the time. But we've got plenty more videos coming up, as always, every Friday, a build video. I've got them staggered up right now for most of the next year. So you've got plenty of content coming up. On Tuesdays, I'll sprinkle it with other stuff, maybe reviews, so I get new kits or other stuff here and there. But you're pretty solid for Fridays, and that's pretty much where we're at. So all I can say is, it's been a fun year. Thank you, as always, for your support. It's been a blast. My YouTube channel's really taken off this year, and I think it's going to hopefully continue next year as well. So thank you for all the likes. Keep on liking and thumbs up and commenting and all the stuff and subscribing. If you wish to support me and you want to see more great content, I've got a Patreon channel as well. But that's pretty much it. So from me, Richie, I'll do hobbies. Have a great holidays, and I'll see you again in 2022.